This is so good. Dirty, dirty.
It's showtime, folks.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Into the Music. My name is John, that chap over there is Greg, and we're here to listen to some amazing songs. Before we get into that, please remember, if you do like what we discuss and listen to, please hit the like button. And if you think, I fancy a bit of that, then please hit the subscribe button and perhaps even ring that bell so you don't miss out when new stuff is dropped. That being said, Greg, are you ready for another fantastic song?
Ready as ever.
Cool. So the band is someone that you have reacted to before, and actually, yeah, you've done it a couple of times, and it was my second ever.
I know what it is. I know the band, but I'm not going to say it. I'm going to annoy the crap out of you. I just did this with the other one. You shouldn't put on album covers that have the big letters there. But okay, I'll go through the motions. Oh, I don't know. What band is it, John?
It's Mary, Mungo, and Midge. I was going to say, this was the second. Yeah, I think it was the second ever song I asked you to react to, you and Chris, on Ko-fi. Ride. And that one was Leave Them All Behind.
You. Yeah, Leave Them All Behind. I love that song. I go to it a lot. I do.
You've listened to another Ride song since. And so this is another one.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's the thing. I've actually listened to a few songs on my own. And hasn't captured the same magic as Leave Them All Behind. It's good. It's good, but yeah. So that's why I haven't really done any more Ride, because I'm like, I don't know what to do. Because I really want to find some great stuff, but I don't know. I don't want to keep on discovering stuff on my own because I'm going to ruin it, right? So I'm so glad you're giving me a Ride song. This is cool. So what's the name of the song?
So the name of the song is Close My Eyes.
Okay. Yeah, no. I don't think that's, I know I'm bad with song names. I don't think that's any song that I've listened or tried to listen to. No. So I think we're good.
Okay. I'll tell you a bit more about it on this side. You go off and strap your earphones in and get ready and tell us what you think.
You know what I was strapping on. Okay. A very familiar chord structure. Um, it's like the usual one, right? Whenever you hear a very melodic song, it's like these three or four chords. Yeah, yeah. It's good. It's good. Yeah.
Make your body a blanket. Let me rest my the world could wait for just a few minutes more. They might as well be dead. I want to close my eyes. I want to close my eyes. I want to ride and ride and ride till till I know.
It's that bam 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 bam. That's just if you think I'm gonna say it's irritating because I got my hand on my head. No, I love it. I love it. I love it. That's the last time I stopped a song and I wanted to because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure about this. This is it is different. It still has that. It actually has, I think, more of a shoegaze sound. It's got a little bit more distortion going on in the back and stuff like that, so it's even more. But I wasn't sure because it is different. That Leave 'Em All Behind was just a jam. You know, it's just a jam. It was less vocals and more just jamming. This here, you have more vocals. So, yeah, I was kind of experiencing that. Um, yeah, this is good stuff, man. The melody has really grown on me. Um, yeah, and again, it's that rhythm. It's that jan 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 jan. That's just doing things to me. Here we go. I'll pull it back a little bit. I love that last one. It's like rises up to the sky. That sound. Ah, less distortion now. Cleaner sound. This is so good. Dirty, dirty. Ah, man. That quickly, the song was growing on me. And then the last minute or so of just that jam, that just sealed it for me. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. I can't wait to get back to the song. I gotta go talk with John first. Come on. I'm not going back. Sorry, guys. Good luck with John. Yeah. All right. Begrudgingly, I go back to John. Let's talk. All right, I'm unstrapped and I'm ready to tell you what I think about that song.
Okay, hit me with your best shot.
So here's the thing. I'm being honest now. I the first couple of minutes, I'm like, yeah, this is cool. It's different. It was slower paced. They have a sound. They definitely have a sound. So that didn't throw me. I think what was interesting to me for a chunk of the song was how slower paced it was compared to Leave Them All Behind. So in a way, that's a good thing that they're not just this, everything is fast paced, everything is slow paced, they're kind of, they're mixing it up, right? That's good. And I guess there was more vocals involved compared to Leave Them All Behind. And I experienced that in some of the other songs too that I've checked out from this band. And I kind of like when they jam, and less with the singing. So it's not that they have a bad voice, but I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. That said, so I'm going through the song, and it's at a slower pace. The music is really interesting, and it's growing on me. It's growing on me, and as I actually say at some point in the video, in the reaction, that there's not really a jam element to this like in Leave Them All Behind. Then about 30 seconds later, they're kind of done with the singing and they decide to we're going to jam. Oh my God. It was just so good. It was out of this world. It was so good. And, for anyone who doesn't know me, when I kind of throw around, jamming the guitars, I just need to just play me some crazy guitar and you'll thrill me and that's it. It's done. No, I mean, it could be that. It could be crazy. It could just be a few notes here. But if you did it with certain feel and emotion that went into every single note, if you put a certain effect to it, if it was produced right or all the above, it has to be something like that, right? So this was not the same kind of jam that they did back in Leave Them All Behind. This was something that was true to this song. It was almost as though, hey, you listening, if you're paying attention to the first 3 or so minutes of the song, what we're doing now, we're sort of expanding with this musical thing, right? You call it a jam, we're calling expanding the music, whatever of this. It's true to everything you just listened to. And now we're kind of cementing it. It was just absolutely brilliant. I loved it. So as the song was growing on me, it was growing on me. And then that last minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes of that was just, it was bliss. It really was. It was so, so good. So yeah, absolutely. Big thumbs up, man. It's a good song.
Yeah, that's kind of the reason why I picked it. All right. So, we've gone on about the band before and stuff. They're from Oxford, 1988. I'll tell you my personal spin on this. So I saw them in the autumn of 89. They hadn't signed to a record label at that time, and they were just gigging. I saw them at a place called The Square in Harlow, where I was at college, and I used to work behind the bar. And I'm struggling to remember. I think I was working. I'm 90% sure I was working behind the bar that night, although I don't remember doing any work. So it's like a little corner bit which had a bar, and then you had the stage, and you had a little gallery bit up there. We're talking a place that holds a maximum of 250 people tops. It's a small, intimate venue. The stage is only about 4 foot high. But I do remember right towards the end of their set, and it may have been like second to last song or whatever, I was walking through the audience and they played this song, and I was about 15 foot away from them, and it blew my socks off.
Yeah.
This and another song called Chelsea Girl at the time. And so then I saw them another 4 or 5 times over the next couple of months. And I was at a gig in November 89, I believe, at the Town and Country Club, where they were supporting the Super Dragons.
Yeah.
And actually, a certain
Love
Alan
me.
McGee.
Wait, love me,
Yeah.
hold me, love me, hold. I'm free to do what I want, right? Super Dragons?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had that.
Don't be
big
afraid
hit.
of your freedom. Yeah.
Don't be afraid of your freedom. Yeah.
That was the hit that was on at the time that propelled them back in, because they were like an indie band that didn't do anything for ages.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they were supporting them. But there was a certain guy called Alan McGee who happened to be in the audience as well, the owner of Creation Records, and he signed them up based on that gig.
Okay.
That I was at as well, and I like to think my cheering and clapping helped get them signed.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they brought out this in January of 1990, their first EP, which is called Ride. And as you can see from that, and subsequent the next couple of EPs have a similar sort of design.
Okay.
So that's
yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
And then that one with the penguins on the front.
Okay.
And that one with the shark on the front. And then I've got to show you this just because I'm chuffed I've got it. This was their absolute stone classic debut album, Nowhere, which is absolutely beautiful. So yeah, this is if you like, a B-side. It's the it's the 4th song on this EP. There's a song at the start called Chelsea Girl, which is a bit more up tempo. With a lot of their songs, especially the first couple of EPs, you get this mini jam towards the end of the song, because that's how they wrote all their songs. They would go into the studio with an idea, maybe some lyrics or not, and they would jam until they get the song.
Yeah.
That's where you've always got this jam element.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of their music, and that's what they clearly did here. And of the, I really love Chelsea Girl. That was the first song I heard that I can remember hearing of theirs, and maybe instantly, because 89 there wasn't much like that I'd seen live, right in front of me, and it just blew me away. But this is one of my favorite Ride songs, this one, and I think I agree with you in terms of the start. It's very slow, and it's quite gentle, really. There's little bits going on, but but then it goes into this sort of swirling mass of noise that folds back on each other, but each one's into playing as well, the guitars and the effects.
Yeah.
And I just love it. And then when you listen to it again, you actually enjoy the first bit even more, because you know what's coming, and it all it works. Then you understand how it all works, and so you enjoy it more each time you listen to it.
I just remember too, I think another reason why I loved it so much, it's what I talked about earlier, that even though I do like the shoegaze sound and that distortion, I find it so interesting. Too much of it in one period of time, sometimes I'm like, I gotta, give me something, contrast, break it up. And that jam at the end, that actually became clean. That distortion went away. If I was hearing correctly, that distortion basically went away. And it was just the guitars, it was the whole band, and it was just that cleaner sound. That was refreshing. That was something that, they could have jammed with the distortion and still I think would have been good. But I think because they did that, it was that extra thing for me. It was just that sort of extra sort of nail in the kind of, really loved the coffin. So yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I
I was going to say, you're right about, their vocals are not their strongest point and never have been. They're okay. They're fairly wishy-washy, but that's of that time. There was a lot of bands then that sounded like that, you know? I mean, you can't really highlight My Bloody Valentine's vocals, can you? You know, because half of them, you know, you can't even hear half the time, but, you know, it's effective.
But it's effective though. It's effective though. The way they shroud her vocals with that sort of sound. Where I think sometimes, like with this, it was sticking out a bit. You know, it was, but you know.
But interestingly, they doing the research. They quoted they formed the band after seeing the Smiths perform. That's what inspired them to form a band.
Okay,
which is interesting. And they quoted their influences as bands that they saw, you know, live at the time as well. Because I think they were at university. No, they were at art school. That's right. And My Bloody Valentine, House of Love, Stone Roses, and Sonic Youth. They were their influences, and you know, that's a pretty good set of influences. The song itself is actually about a hangover. That's what I mean. It's very simple. I want to close my eyes. Last night was such a good time, etc. So it's a very simple song, but it's that kind of mood element again, where they're setting the scene, and they're not really, you know, deeply profound lyrics. It's just kind of setting the mood, and then going off into this. And you know, whether he's going off into a dream because he's trying to get rid of his hangover, or if he's throwing up, but you know, either way, it's a dramatic sort of, you know, spiral at the end, which I really, really love. There's some different elements to Ride. You heard firstly the most frenetic, with amazing, you know, drum fills and all that sort of stuff, and you know, so this is the early stuff, and it's sort of raw, and there's a lot of power to it. I'd say in between that is the Nowhere album, which has got certain tracks on it which are just amazing, and they all sound different to both of those two versions as well. So maybe in the future I'll pick you one off that album, because
absolutely
there's 4 or 5 outstanding songs on there. It's a real solid gold classic album of that era.
Out of all
I'm glad you liked it. I thought you would.
Out of all those albums that you showed, which one is your favorite?
I mean, that is because of the memories of seeing them, and I bought that the day it came out because I knew them, and I had a poster I'd nicked from one of the gigs on my wall at my student lodgings, you know, with Ride on it.
Right.
And you know, I saw them before they signed a record label as well. But I have to say, this Nowhere album, it's just a wave on the sea. Yeah.
Is that the one that has Leave Them All Behind?
No. That would be this one.
Right. Yeah. That's crazy album. Yeah.
That's a really good album.
Yeah, where do you rank that?
I would say that and Nowhere are like there. Second EP's there. Leave Them All Behind is there.
Okay.
And then the other stuff. But they did some recent albums. Was it called? I want to say the Weather Diaries. I'm probably wrong in that title. That was okay. And then they did a much more recent album, terrible title, which is really good. It's not the same old sound. They have developed, but there is elements of the old sound in it. And it's really, you know, it's really decent. And I bet someone like Wonderboy can put in the comments what the name of the album is, because I've forgotten. But I haven't got it on vinyl.
Wonderboy! Can you do us a favor and all right, cool. This is great, man. Thank you so much. This is a treat. It really was. John, you have a good rest of the night. And for everyone out there, I really hope you enjoyed this song, the reaction, the conversation, and all of that. And let us know what is that favorite Ride song. And what is that next one that you think I should listen to? And in the meantime, we will, because I mean, I think, right, they can try to thread the needle with you, but I think you kind of know all the Ride songs, right?
Yeah, most of them, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So all mine. All right. And in the meantime, we'll see every one of you on the next episode of Into the Music.
Yeah.